Question. Wow, I went 10 minutes. And I talked fast.
Any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
So, specifically, regarding fair tax, I'm a supporter of fair tax. I just wanted to hear, what you, I know you said that you kind of, you talked about how you kind of like fair tax or flat tax and that kind of stuff, but that's something that's really, really important for me. Can you expand on fair tax a little bit? What's your, how you feel about that?
Well, the fair tax, which is basically a national sales tax, I think there's a real chance that it doesn't catch a lot of the underground economy, but again, it may catch some of it when it eventually gets spent on something besides drugs. We've already got a lot of infrastructure in place for collecting a payroll tax and an income tax. In keeping it simple, stupid, we got to change government, but maybe we go to a flat tax and eventually move to a fair tax. I think it's a real dramatic change that could have some potential long-term consequences. But the idea of it sounds really great. Consumption tax encourages savings, and that's good for America. I'm just not sure it's something we can do overnight. It may be something we can get to in 5 to 7 years, but we got to fix the income tax system now. So maybe we go from a flat tax to a fair tax. It's a big, huge change.
So what would that look like, going from the flat tax to, I want it, that's my most...
Well, and here's where you get dinged. And the transition is going to be the ding for people who have savings. All of a sudden, you've saved, $100,000 for your retirement, paid tax on that money, and then all of a sudden you're tagged with a 10% national sales tax. So you're double taxed on that money. So in the interim, it's going to be a real rough transition. And,
Well,
yes, sir. I'll forget it. We can do it.
you've got to drill for oil, to get drilling for oil in this country again, you need, first and foremost, you need to take the regulations off that prohibit drilling offshore around this country where foreign countries are already drilling. You need to open up the reserves we have, and you need to get rid of some of the overly complex federal regulations on it. There's a whole lot of oil that we can get to that the government isn't letting us get to. That's the first step. But energy independence isn't just drilling for oil. Nuclear is an option, solar, wind energy, whatever it takes to get us out of the clutches of foreign oil. And it is multiple facets. And drilling, good one to start with.